what's up, everyone? Welcome to Sade Sports Talk, the Game Changer podcast. If you are new to my channel, which most of you are because this is my first one, woo! Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe after the show. Alright guys, so what we're going to be getting into first is some breaking news from yesterday. Veteran guard Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this has been a big story all NBA offseason since Lillard first requested his trade request. Now, there was rumors of him wanting to go to only Miami, and if he went to another team, he would not want to play, or he would have a bad attitude or something like that. But being traded to Milwaukee actually gives him a better chance of actually competing for a championship. So this was a really crazy story because no one expected Milwaukee to even be in the Lillard sweepstakes. So for them to go all out after Giannis said if the team was not going to build a winning team around him, that he was going to have to get up out of there. So the details of this trade, it was a 3-team trade. The Portland Trail Blazers received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, a 2029 unprotected Milwaukee first, and unprotected Milwaukee swap rights in 2028 and 2030 to Blazers. While Phoenix landed Joseph Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nassar Little, and Keon Johnson. I think this is a win-win for all three teams, honestly. Milwaukee gets a championship cornerstone. Portland gets some nice little role players along with a veteran guard, Drew Holiday, who can defend because the guards that Portland has, they're young players. So we all know young players don't like to defend. And then Phoenix, they even get a few nice little role players, to help with their bench, because we seen how that went last season in the playoffs. They didn't have enough bench scoring, and yeah. All right, guys. So switching gears here. Let's get into the soccer world. So last night, my hometown team, Houston Dynamo, man, they went down to Miami to play Inter Miami for the U.S. Open Cup final, and they ended up beating them 2-1. Now, the climax of this game was, it was going to be Messi, and he was looking forward, people were looking forward to him winning his second title with Inter Miami. Unfortunately, I think their 2 previous games ago, he came off injured, and he was unable to play tonight, sadly. So the Dynamo was able to beat Miami in Miami. So the game-winning goal was a penalty scored by Amin Bassi. Inter Miami tried to make a comeback in the 90s by scoring a stoppage time goal in the 90th minute by Joseph Martinez, but unfortunately it was not enough as the Dynamo overcame Inter Miami to hoist the trophy in a 2-1 victory. All right, now switching gears again to baseball, but another one of my hometown favorite teams, the Houston Astros, won 8-2 against the Seattle Mariners thanks to a Mauricio Dubon 3-run homer in the 4th inning to keep pressure to make the playoffs to get that final AL wildcard spot. The Astros have kind of had an up and down season, so I normally expect them to finish first in the AL West, so it's kind of crazy to see them in the spot that they're fighting for a wild card spot, but I think eventually our hitters will power us through and we will get that last AL wildcard spot. All right, now, switching gears again, guys. One of my favorite sports. People here call it soccer. Only Americans call it that for whatever reason. I'm not too sure why. But we're going to move into some football. Now, there was no Premier League games this week. There was only midweek games. So those games consist of like the FA Cup and the FL Cup in England and all these games. So there's a few games that I want to spotlight and I want to talk about a little bit because they were some of my favorite teams. All right. First up, we got Liverpool versus Leicester. A heavily rotated Liverpool team playing at home came from behind after an early Leicester goal in the 3rd minute to win the match 3-1. Cody Gakpo, Dominic Szoboszlai, and Diego Jota all providing the goals. I mean, I didn't really watch this game, but I caught the highlights, and yeah, I was a little worried when Liverpool went down at the beginning, but they eventually powered it through. Next up, Arsenal versus Brentford. Reece Nelson opens his account for this season with the only goal of the game, which proved to be enough against a woeful Brentford side. Chelsea versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, I am a huge Chelsea fan. Always have been for years. My team, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's going on. We can't score. We can't win. But finally, we scored a goal in September, and we got a win. Finally. Hopefully, this can be a kickstart to our season. Hopefully. Last up, we got Newcastle versus Manchester City. All right, so Newcastle edged past a Man City team with most of their starters sitting out. So this game was pretty much Newcastle's to take, and they did take it, just barely. And as this means for Manchester City, their chances of hopefully winning the quadruple ended early. Sucks for them. So switching on to a different country, we're going to go to Italy for Serie A. First game up, we got Milan versus Cagliari. Milan got a comeback victory with new summer signings Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Christian Pulisic combining on the team's third goal to secure all 3 points from the Milano side. Milan, they're second in the table in Serie A, and I think that they are a team that people need to pay attention to. Their signings for the summer: Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Christian Pulisic, Humans Mensah. Then with Olivier Giroud, Fico Tomori, all their players. I think this team is really going to challenge for the Serie A this season. Definitely a team to keep your eye on. Next up, we had last year's winners of Serie A, Napoli versus Udinese. Last season heroes, Oshimi and Kajavaleski, both in their goal droughts, to power past Udinese 4-1. Now, both of these players, they basically carried Napoli to the title last season. So for them, they both in their goal scoring droughts, thankfully, which Napoli fans were a little worried about. And they're sitting number 5 in the table. But I think hopefully, this will only boost their strikers' confidence and just keep them pushing on. And last up, to wrap up Serie A, we have Inter versus Salso. Inter opened the scoring in stoppage time of the first half, but Salso came back in the second half to score 2 goals to win the match, giving Inter a shock defeat. I mean, a team like Inter, with the players that they have, the quality, the money they've spent, they were just in the Champions League final last year. The fact that they lost to a Salso side is really surprising. But even with the loss, they do remain at the top of the table with 15 points. But I think this is definitely a defeat that they should look at to see maybe what went wrong so they can charge on. All right. Staying in Europe, we're switching to another country, Spain, where we have Real Madrid versus Las Palmas. So Real Madrid bounced back from a disappointing loss last weekend against neighbors Atletico to comfortably beat Las Palmas 2-0. I mean, this game was hopefully a confidence setter for Real Madrid. After last weekend, they got destroyed by Atletico last weekend, which is very surprising considering the fact the run of form that they had been on. I mean, I think it definitely was a confidence booster for sure. So hopefully this will kickstart their season even more and keep their run of form going. All right, so let's get into this weekend. So this weekend, there's going to be a lot of different games going on all across Europe, all across here in the States. But here are my top 5 that I plan on watching this weekend, and I'm going to pick my picks. So first up, Liverpool versus Tottenham. Last season, Liverpool beat Tottenham, got the double over Tottenham last season, and have beaten Tottenham 12 times in their last 21 matches. Both teams right now are doing very well in the Prem. Both are on a wonderful form. Spurs have a new coach and got them playing brilliant football. And I thought Spurs were going to struggle considering the fact that they don't have Harry Kane anymore. But they've come out firing. We got a new duo in James Maddison and Son Heung-min, which looks to be pretty lethal. Liverpool on the opposite side, they are also doing really well. Has some scrappy victories here and there, but I mean their dominance and their belief has definitely carried throughout them some of their games. So I think I'm gonna go with the stats. So I'm gonna go Liverpool's gonna win this game. I'm not going to give a scoreline because honestly, I'm not too sure. But I just have a feeling that Liverpool is going to pull through in the game. Next up, I got Milan versus Lazio. Another team that has also dominated their fixture is Milan. They have beaten Lazio countless times that they played them in their last few matches. And like I said earlier, they are on an incredible run of form thanks to their summer signings. And I think if they pick up the 3 points here, they will be able to top Serie A and be number one. And yeah, that's so my pick for that game is going to be Milan. I'm going to go with them because of the form. Next up, Bayern versus Leipzig. Oof. This match here has always been a blockbuster fixture between these two Bundesliga heavyweights. Bayern has Leipzig number. Leipzig has Bayern number in the past couple years. Like not other many teams have. Harry Kane will be looking to get his 8th goal in 6 Bundesliga matches against the Leipzig side, who have kept 3 consecutive clean sheets in the league. I think this game could end up being a draw, very highly contested. I could see like a 3-3 or 4-4 even. But I think Bayern's quality and dominance, I think, can overpower Leipzig and might be too much. So I think my pick for this game is I'm gonna have to go with Bayern, the Bundesliga heavyweights. I'm gonna have to go with them. Okay, then my next game is gonna be Barcelona versus Sevilla. Barcelona, man, yeah. In Barcelona's last game, I watched it and they struggled a little bit. They had to come from behind twice to secure a point. And with the quality that they have with their forwards between Lewandowski and Felix and Yamal, and then we got Gavi and Pedri and De Jong in the midfield. I mean, Barcelona should not have struggled in that game. But luckily, they're going up against someone who they pretty much beat on multiple times, which is Sevilla, who signed Sergio Ramos in the summer for free. They got their veteran defender back after being at Real Madrid and PSG for over the years. So Barcelona has dominated this fixture, winning a total of 25 times in their last 33 meetings, and are currently on an unbeaten home record of 6 games, while Sevilla have lost 4 away games in a row. So, I mean, with the stats here, Barcelona at home, Sevilla has lost 4 on the road. I'm going to go with the stats here, and my pick is going to be Barcelona for this weekend. All right, and to wound it up, I'm going to talk about a little women's football here. Another one of my hometown teams, Houston Dash, will be in New Jersey taking on Gotham FC, where the Dash will be hoping to secure 3 points to hopefully get into a playoff spot, while Gotham are sitting comfortably in 3rd place, probably have that playoff spot secured. So the Dash are really fighting for their hopes right now. But luckily for them, if they get 3 points, that will push them to mid-table, just outside of playoff contention. So hopefully, hopefully the Dash can get a win on the road, and then we'll be talking about playoffs real soon. All right, now let's go to American football. All right, So, I just started watching. I have never watched college football before. I can honestly say that. Yeah, I never have. But this year, I'm invested. And that's only because of one man, Deion Sanders, in Colorado football. Yeah, I jumped on the bandwagon. I seen all the buzz. Deion, former NFL player, Super Bowl winner, going to a no-name team, Colorado, bringing his son. Well, actually, his words were, I'm bringing my luggage in his Louis. So he was talking about his son and another one of his other players that he coached, Travis Hunter. This team has been the talk of college football to where even it's grabbed my attention. And I have never watched college football before, like I said, but now if I'm watching football, I'm watching Colorado. What I've heard about Colorado last season, they were 1-11 team. Like, atrocious. They went out, they spent the money big, they got Deion. Now he's turned his team into a 3-1 team already. And a lot of people, which I don't understand why, are hating on him and his team when he just wants to coach. He just wants to coach his kids to be men, to be good players, to compete in this team. And they've already exceeded expectations. Yes, they lost to Oregon, but did any of us really expect them to beat Oregon? Yeah, they barely beat Colorado State, but even still, they still won. But nobody was expecting them to beat Oregon. Everybody was preying on Deion and Colorado's downfall for whatever reason. I'm guessing because Colorado is the talk of college football right now. But look, this team is special. They really are. And I mean, nobody, in my opinion, they were a 20-point underdog against Oregon. I was not expecting them to win that game. Yeah, they got blown out. Yeah, I seen the video where they were stepping on the team's logo and talking trash to the players, but they're kids. They're college kids. That's what they're going to do. Yeah, they didn't back it up, but like even still, like they're still a decent team. They're not the best. Shedeur Sanders, he has been sacked 22 times, which I think is the most in the league. Their O-line does need some work. They do need some D-men. But it's just Deion's first year. Homie just getting started. Like, this Colorado team next year is going to be completely different. And when they get going, y'all better watch out. Like Deion said, they coming. And this weekend, they take on USC. Only thing I keep hearing about USC is their quarterback, Caleb Williams. I have never seen him play, so I'm really looking forward to him playing this weekend. But I've heard things that he's the next Patrick Mahomes, and he's gonna be the #1 overall draft pick, and all this stuff. So, I mean, I think also Colorado this week are also underdogs in this game as well, like a 20-point underdog at home. But I think Colorado could possibly win this game. They're going to have to score a lot of points. But, I mean, I feel like they need a bounce-back win. Or at least make it more close than what the Oregon game was. So, but yeah, I'm going to be paying close attention to this game this weekend because I love me some Deion and some Colorado. Like he said, we coming. All right, now let's go to the grown men, the NFL. So tonight, the Lions and the Packers play each other in Thursday Night Football on Prime Video, if you guys want to know, if you guys want to watch it. So the last time the Packers and the Lions played each other, the Packers were fighting for a playoff spot. All they had to do was just get a win. But they choked at home to the Lions and lost the game. And right now, with Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers, I think this is the NFC North is wide open. You got the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings, and the Bears. The Packers have won all the years that Aaron Rodgers was there. Now that him gone, it's kind of up for grabs. And the team looking likely to take over is the Lions. Now the Lions on opening night, they beat the Chiefs only by a point, but still they won. And the last time that the Lions, in the previous matchups that the Lions have played the Packers, they've had the number. They beat them in the last 4 games. So, and nobody really quite knows what Jordan Love is yet. I don't really know either. But last week, they beat the Saints 18-17 after losing the game 17-0 in like the first 3 quarters. And then they finally made a comeback. So maybe they'll ride the momentum. Lions are also coming off a win. But I think I'm going to ride with the Lions on this one. I'm going to ride with the Lions. I think their defense will be able to put some pressure on Jordan Love, possibly pick him off a couple times. And I just think Jared Goff is the better quarterback. I feel like he's more proven than Jordan Love. Like, you know what you're going to get with Jared Goff. If you give him time with, like, the pocket not collapsing, he can sling it. And they get the run game going. I think they'll be able to pick up the win on this one. So I got the Lions for my pick for tonight. All right. Now, for our segment, Game Changer Must-See Matchups. All right. This is probably going to be one of my favorite segments of the show, where I give a little preview of the game, and then I make my picks at the end. So first up, the game I cannot wait to see is the Dolphins versus the Bills. So this is a divisional game in the AFC East showdown between the high-flying Dolphins coming into Buffalo, hoping to become 4-0, while the Bills defense will be looking to shut Miami down with their number 2 overall defense. The Dolphins are number 1 in everything. Number 1 in offense and everything. Passing, rushing, everything. The Bills, their defense has carried them through some games. Their defense is number 2 overall. So it's going to be a battle of offense versus defense. Can Miami keep it high flying against a shutdown Bills defense? Or will the Bills be able to shut Miami down, then have Josh Allen do everything that makes him special to carry out the win? And a little side note, Josh Allen has beaten Tua Tagovailoa in their last 5 matchups. Bills are favored by, Bills are favored by 3 points. I'm guessing maybe because of their defense and probably because it's in Buffalo. But I'm going to have to go with Miami. I just don't see how you can stop this team. Mike McDaniel is an offensive genius. And his schemes and his motion that he has at the line of scrimmage will definitely cause the Bills' defense headaches. If they can't throw the ball, then they're going to run it. If the Bills are blocking, not giving the Dolphins lines to run through, then they're going to pass. But I think my pick for this game, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. And I think they're gonna come 4-0. All right, so next up, we got another divisional battle for the AFC North. We got the Ravens versus the Browns. Now, this matchup seems like it might be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a little scrappy, considering the 2 teams. So we got the Ravens' dynamic offense versus the number 1 defense in the league, which is the Browns. I think the Browns will have their hands full with Lamar Jackson because of his ability to be able to run with his legs and make plays. But Myles Garrett, man, he's a monster. I think he leads the league with the most sacks, I believe. And yeah, the Browns defense, it just speaks for itself. I mean, they're number one in the league. They've been able to shut down Joe Burrow. They were able to handle the Steelers and the Titans. So I think, I think this is going to be a good game. I believe the Browns are favored. The Browns are favored in this game. And honestly, I believe they could win. If Watson plays plays properly, don't turn the ball don't turn the ball over, get the ball out, get it to the right person, then I think, and just keep the Ravens off the field and let their defense handle Baltimore, I think the Browns could get the win. And so that's who I'm rolling with. I'm gonna go with the favorites, and I'm gonna go with the Browns. All right. Next up. Whew. Man, oh man, oh man. The Broncos versus the Bears. Jesus Christ, man. Both of these teams are 0-3. Both have had terrible starts to the season. I mean, last week, Denver got blown out 70-20. 70-20. In the words of Shannon Sharp, he said, they put a 50 piece on you with an extra side of 20. I was like, damn, that's cold, but that's facts. And the Bears, they're no better. They lost to the Chiefs 41-10 last week. Both of these teams' seasons are just in turmoil. Like, QB of the Bears, Justin Fields, spoke out about his terrible play. He said, maybe it's coaching. Could be. They seem like they're trying to turn him into a pocket passer when their offensive line is not good enough. When what Justin Fields is good with is his ability to run. He's a running quarterback. He's not that accurate. He doesn't really see the field properly. But he can run. So they should use that to their advantage. But, both teams are winless. So somebody's got to win this week. I don't know who it's going to be. The Bears are ranked 29th in total offense, while the Broncos are ranked 14th in total yards of offense. So I guess the better offense you could say would probably be the Broncos. So that's who I'm going to ride with this weekend. In the words of Russell Wilson, Broncos country, let's ride. But yeah, all right. Next, another one of my games. Must-see games to watch this week. The Chiefs versus the Jets. For all you Swifties out there, I think I did hear that Taylor is going to be at the game in New York on Sunday. So I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of Taylor Swift fans are going to tune in to see Travis Kelce, because apparently they're like a thing now or something like that. But the real headline of this game was originally supposed to be Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes, like the old GOAT versus the new GOAT. But sadly, Zach Wilson will be the Jets starting quarterback. I mean, I had such high hopes for the Jets this season. I wasn't even really a Jets fan until Aaron Rodgers got traded there. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, they might win the Super Bowl, and yeah. But all that came crashing down in the first game of the season on 9/11, home opener. 4 plays into the game, Aaron Rodgers goes down. Achilles. Done for the season. I mean, this game was supposed to be the bigger one. I mean, Zach Wilson's gonna be the quarterback. I mean, he's awful. But I mean, he's awful. I'm gonna tell it like it is. He's not that good. He doesn't see the field properly. It's like he questions his every decision that he makes. And yeah, Jets fans last game are booing him. What Joe Namath, a former quarterback, said he's awful. He needs to get off the team. Like, he doesn't want him there anymore. So yeah, Jets season is just came crashing down once Aaron Rodgers went down with that Achilles injury. The Chiefs beat the Jets 35-9 in the last meeting. So I'm expecting probably like a similar scoreline. Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets defense might be able to put a little pressure on Patrick Mahomes, but his O-line, I think, will probably hold up, and, he can get that ball out quick. So, unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs in this game, who are favored, I think, by 10 points. So, yeah, I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in this one. All right, so the last game of my picks. Cowboys and the Patriots. Two of America's teams facing off each other. Ezekiel Elliott is making his Dallas homecoming. Hopefully, he doesn't get booed or anything like that. Cowboys, man. You Cowboy fans, y'all, beginning of the season, y'all get these two little wins against these trash teams. Like, yeah, Cowboys, yeah, we're gonna win this year. Yeah, you see how we beat the Giants 40-0, and then we beat up on the Jets. Yeah. But then what happened last week? You lost to the Cardinals. The Cardinals, who don't have Kyler Murray, who are playing with Josh Dobbs, who aren't even trying to win. They just want to get into Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Yeah, they're not trying to win, but y'all let them beat y'all. Y'all had this. Y'all talking about this defense. Now, I do get it. Trayvon Diggs, he went down with the torn ACL. Yes, that's tragic, but y'all still have guys. Y'all have people in the trenches, and y'all still have Stephon Gilmore, Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, y'all still have these dudes, so how do y'all lose to the Cardinals? And you know why? Because Dak Prescott. You can't count on him to lead your team to victory when you're down and your defense is not going to be just enough to carry y'all to Super Bowl. Y'all need offense. And Dak Prescott, he shrinks in moments like this. Like, I don't even know who Arizona has on defense, but I know for a fact Dak could have made something shake and bake. But he didn't. He faltered. He choked. And because of him, that's why the Cowboys will not be going anywhere this season. Now, I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. Your defense will only be able to carry you so far. And with the Patriots, they haven't been the same since Tom Brady left. I think they just barely been over 500. Kind of been like 8 type seasons since Tom left. I think they made the playoffs one year, but then they got blown out in like the first round with Mac Jones. But yeah, they picked up a scrappy win over the Jets last week against over their divisional rivals. Yeah, I don't really have high expectations for this game. The Cowboys are 8-6 against the Patriots. But this game, since Dallas is home, I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna give it to Dallas. I think Dallas will be able to hopefully pull off the win. Hopefully, if their defense puts pressure on Mac Jones early, it maybe rattle him a little bit and then be able to carry him through. All right, and that's my picks for the weekend. But all right, guys, that's the first show. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys on the next podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. All right, guys. See you next time.